Revit 2025 for electrical cable tray. So I'm in an empty file, or just my front screen here, and I have my recent files disabled. I'm going to say new project, and it's critical I pick the right template because it'll have the right fittings and components in there for me. Hit OK. If you use an architectural template, chances are it doesn't have cable tray fittings and components in there. So the first thing I'm going to do is go up, and I can do a couple of things, but I'm going to go up and just check my angles. So I'm going to go to my MEP settings as part of, just different things I'm going to demonstrate, and go into electrical settings. And then under electrical settings, I'm going to use specific angles, and I'm only going to allow 90s and 45s, just because I want that. I don't want to do any other angles. It'll correct my angles as I move along. So I'll hit OK on that. Then I'm going to switch over here to be in a power plan because it starts me off in electrical. Double click on there. And I'm going to go down and turn up my detail level in here to be fine so I can just see the higher detail level. And then I can start my cable tray tool off of my system tab, cable tray here, and you can right click and add that to your quick access toolbar. Click on there, and then from there we always go to our type selector. Notice we've got cable tray without fittings. This is our bent cable tray, and this is our normal fitting base cable tray, and I'm just going to pick on this ladder cable tray. And then we always check our information here, and we check our width and height and elevation. Now, taking note here, stopping that the width here of 30 inches will represent the radius of the vertical inside and outside elbows as we go up and down. So watch, I'm going to start by just laying this on the ground, type in a 0 and hit enter there, and then I'm going to click a point. I'm just going to start to draw, and I'm laying on the floor 0 and center justified. And I also want to take note that this is on by default. So moving along, I can just click, and then if I start to draw, and then I can pan transparently. Notice I'm going to do some weird angle, and it's going to fix that and correct it to be exactly 45, right? So it's going to do that 45 thing. And now I'm going to go up, and I'm going to go up only a short distance, like maybe 5 feet. And as I move along, look at my mouse. It's got like a stop sign. Until I get far enough away, then it can put in the 245s, and then I can click. So that went up 5 feet. Clicking around, clicking over. Now I want to go back down to 0. So I'm going to go back down to here and hit 0. And again, as I move, it's going to show me that kind of stop sign until I'm far enough that I can get the 245s in. Now I'm back down at 0 again. But this time I'm going to go up to 9 feet. Okay, it's going to give me a bigger distance between the 2 points. Notice that my stop sign disappears quicker because I have more vertical offset between. And as I move along, I can click, and that's going to put in 2 90s. Now I'm up at 9 feet, and I can click over here. Hit escape once. If I pull a branch line off, I can click on there, and it'll put in a T. If I hit escape, if I draw right through it, oops, I did some weird angle. If I draw, I don't have enough room in here. I'm going to hit escape, click on here and delete that piece. Draw another one. Now watch what I can do. I can pick on here and say create similar. Click on there, and then I can draw nice and straight right through here, and it'll put that cross in there for me. And you see I don't have enough room to turn that corner. That's why I got to go a little further and then do this. Going to hit escape, and I'm going to go jump over to a 3D view on my 3D view, and you'll zoom in here, and I'm going to set my detail level again to be fine detail. Zoom, pan over, and you can see what happens when you don't have enough room. It does the 45s. When you have enough room, it does this. It has to put a piece in here in between. Now I'm going to go back to a floor plan. Last thing I want to touch on here is adding fittings in manually. Now I love to use this filter in here. Watch, I'm going to go here to families, and I'm going to type in T. And it's just going to show me all the T's. You see how cool that is? So I'm going to say, okay, well then I can go to cable tray, ladder horizontal T. Look, there it is there. So I can grab a T off of here, or I can grab an elbow, right? I can go into here and type in elbow. Okay, and I can go to elbow, and then I'm looking for, I don't see cable tray elbow in there. That's weird. So let's hit exit on that. And let's go down to my cable tray with fittings. And oh, it's just called single wire cable tray. Sorry, that is without fittings. I want to go with fittings. And right in here, ladder vertical and inside, ladder horizontal bend. It's called a bend. You see, it's not called a elbow. So I got to go in here and type in bend. Now I know. Aha, you see, cable tray, you see. Now I know to look for bend, ladder, horizontal bend, vertical inside, vertical outside. So if I grab this, I can take this guy. I just want to show you can drag these out manually. Okay, and as you come and as you approach, you see how it just kind of jumps? When you see the jump, you're just kind of looking for it to jump, and you're looking for that sweet spot where you see the two end pieces. And then if you click on there, it'll pop it in. You can hit escape. Okay, so that's just a ladder, or if you want to do a vertical, you could add a vertical one in. Notice it'll automatically size to it, you see, but you have to have enough room in there. That's the thing. And you're looking for that kind of jump effect. When it jumps, that's it. So when you go in and you get near it, you're looking for that magnet effect, but you have to have enough cable tray to kind of place that in. So manual placement, you can do that, and you can do it in a 3D view as well. It's a lot easier to do in 2D. So you can manually drop these fittings in, and then I'm still getting used to using this filter, but it's a great tool.